Super Rugby round 17, the dream team. I swear every week I moan about how tough it is to separate these guys. This week, outside backs, phenomenally difficult. Similarly, loose forwards. So I probably should pick two separate teams or a bench or something, but I haven't. So yeah, there's a bunch of top performers I have had to leave out. There are a couple of hidings this week, so some of those teams obviously do not appear at all, and a couple of teams have multiple guys, which kind of makes sense. Starting with props. Going with Taniela Tupou from the Reds. That guy was pretty dominant in his performance over the Blues. He did concede a couple of penalties, but I mean, he had 9 runs, 28 meters. I mean, I know I was not always, but sometimes you get told off for looking at props on the around the field stats. But who doesn't like seeing a prop in action? 28 meters from him, 5 out of 6 tackles. He scored a try, and just generally, he was part of a Reds forward pack that gave the Blues a miserable, miserable night. The Blues conceded twice as many penalties as the Reds over the course of the night, and part of that was just the work of that Reds forward pack. So he is kind of a representative for that effort there. Next, from a losing team, we're going with Carlos Sadi. And I just loved his numbers, man. Honestly, I mean, I saw him in the game and he was pretty good. But 8 runs for 52 meters, and this guy's a tight head prop. I have gone with 2 tight heads this week. 52 meters, beat one defender, had a clean break. What kind of prop has a clean break? 4 from 4 tackles, didn't concede any penalties. The scrum battle did seem to be relatively even in that Lions and Hurricanes game from memory. So, yeah, he's a Springbok in the making, surely, that guy. Next, from the opposition, I've gone with Dane Coles. It has been hard to pick Hurricanes this week because a lot of them only played half the game. They had a really interesting and effective subs policy. And Coles played half, but he did enough in that half to put him in the team. So he had 5 runs, 24 meters. Not bad for half a game. Imagine if he'd played 60 or 80 minutes. 2 passes, including an offload, 2 from 2 tackles. The tackle count's low, but I guess he was only on half the game. And the Hurricanes had a fair bit of ball. Also managed a turnover and 2 tries. One of them was kind of a good winger's effort, so impact player. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that. Into the locks, I have gone with Rory Arnold from the Brumbies. Somehow he managed the try, despite only 3 meters, and that was from 4 runs. If you've seen his try, I mean, as big as the man is, he still kind of faked people out. He made like he was going to pass, and then he just went straight for the try line. Didn't get that close to it, but he got long arms that he just put the ball down. So doesn't have to get his body that close when he's got mitts like that can just reach out, and he made full use of them. He had 6 from 6 tackles, 3 line-out wins, and one of those line-out wins was a really tough take. He was at full stretch, and he's a huge man. He only just brought it down, but after he brought it down, they went on and scored a maul try. So that doesn't register a try assist, but essentially if he doesn't take that ball, they don't score that try. He also had a line-out steal as well, so overall, very good effort. He'll be missed when he leaves the Brumbies at the end of the year. Next, I've gone with Sam Whitelock from the Crusaders. I could have gone with Jenkins from the Bulls or a number of other guys. Lavanini, I thought, from the Jaguars had a pretty good game. But Whitelock, 4 runs, 23 meters. Again, locks shouldn't be doing that much in terms of meters, but beat a defender, 2 passes, an offload, 11 out of 11 tackles, one of the top guys in this game. Won a line-out, also had a line-out steal, just part of a generally very slick Crusaders outfit. He is in good form, so that bodes well for New Zealand, hopefully. Loose forwards, I've gone with Pablo Matira from the Jaguares. He is one of my favorite players, I admit. He's just very dynamic and has a great work rate. So he had 8 runs for 22 meters, 3 passes, including an offload. He's got pretty good hands for a Lucia as well. 16 out of 18 tackles. I think he was one of the top tacklers for the Jaguares in that game as well. Also managed 2 turnovers, and it was their turnovers that kept the Sharks score so low. They were just tackling and turning them over. So, yeah, very effective. He did cough the ball up 3 times, but overall, I thought he had a very, very impressive outing. Next, From the Stormers, I've gone with Jaco Kutsia. He's had an impressive couple of weeks, hasn't he? So he had 9 runs for 63 metres. I know he's only playing the Sunwolves, but that's still very good numbers. Beat 3 defenders, had 2 clean breaks. Again, what is up with these forwards and the clean breaks? 4 passes, an offload, 2 tries, and also managed a turnover. So the guy just did a bit of everything in that game. It's kind of easy to forget that Stormers game. Stormers fans won't agree, but with like the Crusaders winning by 60, the Jaguars kind of, limiting the Sharks to 7 and scoring 30-odd points. The Hurricanes getting the away win in Joburg. So, yeah, I guess it doesn't register that much because it was expected, but it was still a good result. I've gone with another number 8 for my third choice. I've gone with Scott Higginbotham. I feel sorry for Adi Savia. That guy was immense when he came on and had very, very good numbers as well. But I kind of wish he'd played a bit longer. But yeah, Higginbotham, 14 runs for 78 metres, which is really getting into just stupid, crazy territory. How did the Blues let this guy run 78 metres? 1 clean break, 5 passes, an offload, 2 tries, only 2 from 4 tackles. So I guess there's a slight black mark. But 6 line-out wins. Yep, that guy was everywhere. So that is the forward pack. Like I said, there could be plenty of others. Medrano from the Jaguares was also right up there. There were a lot of others, trust me. So into the backs, we're going with Joe Powell from the Brumbies. Really just ran that show from what I have seen of the game. 2 runs, no meters. It is kind of the one area of his game I would like to see a bit better use of. He doesn't, maybe he's holding it back for like the World Cup or something. Just nobody expects him to run. He always passes and occasionally kicks. But I mean, he gets to the base of the ruck quick enough and distributes well. 61 passes, managed the try assist, which is kind of what you want. I'd rather him get a try assist than a lot of passes than just try to run it all the time. It should be a secondary aspect of his game, I suppose. 5 from 6 tackles, 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers, that's impressive. 3 kicks, and also managed a line-out win, which must have been a quick throw, I would imagine. But yes, helped steer that Brumbies ship along pretty nicely in their win over the Tars. Next, fly half, first 5, gone with Richie Mo'unga. There wasn't really much else. Not much else to choose from. The others were bad, but it was really hard to match this guy. I mean, 66 points. He didn't even play the full game either. 7 runs, 48 metres. That really could have been more based on what I saw of him, but still. Beat a defender, 2 clean breaks, 17 passes, 2 offloads. He did cough the ball up 3 times, but he also had 7 out of 9 tackles, 7 kicks, 7 conversions. 7 kicks from hand, I mean. But 5 try assists. 5. I don't know that I've seen more than that. 5 try assists. Those cross kicks were just pandemonium. Rebels could not deal with them. He was immense. Ryan Crotty I've put in my midfield. 150th game. He had 12 runs, 82 metres. Yeah, those Crusaders guys were just racking up the numbers. Beat a defender, 5 clean breaks, which again is just getting to stupid levels. 7 passes, an offload, a try assist, a try, also even a conversion. He took the last kick at goal, got it over. 6 out of 7 tackles. What doesn't the guy do? Does a bit of everything. I've also gone with Rob Thompson from the Highlanders. Man, does anyone remember that draw between the Bulls and the Highlanders? That was a while ago. Yeah, I actually picked a Highlander. So 11 runs, 67 metres, 3 defenders beaten, a clean break, 7 passes, 4 offloads, including a try assist. He only registered with 1 try assist, but he was definitely involved in the lead up to more than that. 3 from 3 tackles and a turnover. He was, I think, clearly the best Highlanders player on the park. I mean, the whole might argue with that, but still, I thought Thompson. Very good effort in a team which could only manage a draw. Now, outside backs. Prepare angry comments because there's so many, but I couldn't include everybody. I have gone with Piwa Diangchi from the Lions. He had 9 runs for 117 run meters, beat 2 defenders, 3 clean breaks, 12 passes and an offload, scored 2 tries. One was a bit of individual brilliance, and 3 from 6 tackles. 3 from 6 is not the best, but everything else was very good. That guy's hitting form at the right time. Next, Emiliano Boffelli from the Jaguares. He had 9 runs, 79 meters, which doesn't quite do him justice because he was absolutely pulling the strings for the Jaguares. 6 defenders beaten, which is on Rugby Pass's measure, which is a lot stricter than ESPN's one. It's a phenomenal effort. A clean break, 2 tries, 2 out of 2 tackles. He set up a lot of their play, man. He was just absolutely instrumental in what the Jaguares did. Crusaders, I haven't forgotten about you. One of your back 3 has got into my dream team. Which one do you want? Because any of them could make it. I've gone with Reese. Sevu Reese. 10 runs, 128 meters, 3 defenders beaten, 3 clean breaks, 6 passes, and offload, 1 try assist, 3 tries. One of them, again, was individual brilliance. 3 from 5 tackles, I guess. Slight black mark, but honestly, man, the guy is a beast. So, yeah, Havili walks in as well. Enor got 3 tries. Masarewa for the Sunwolves. He plays for the worst team, and yet he's one of the top try scorers in Super Rugby. He could be on here. Cancellieri for the Jaguares. Ben Lamb for the Hurricanes. I've worn Hurricanes gear because I ended up only picking 1 Hurricanes player. So I'm sorry, Hurricanes fans. You definitely deserve more. I really feel like part of it was a lot of the guys got subbed early, so their totals didn't look good. But for the time they played, they were immense. I'm talking about Savia in particular because he was just everywhere. But there are multiple guys there as well. So yes, that's the dream team. I could have just picked Hurricanes, Jaguares, Crusaders, and perhaps Brumbies, but I've gone with a bit of a mix. You guys let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you again soon. See you later.